This is an episode of Listening to Canberra Voices. The podcast is part of the series made by students at the University of Canberra 2025 from the Faculty of Arts and Design.
Hello, this is UCFM. I'm announcer Ilsavli.
I'm Danny.
I'm Joanne.
And I'm Daniel.
First of all, I want to thank you, Daniel, for coming today and meeting with us. And I'll start with the first question. Yeah. So how did you start in the Navy, or what drove you to start in the Navy?
Well, because I was born in South Korea and I immigrated to Australia when I was 7 years old with my family. And over in Korea, it's all the male guys have to serve in the army or in the military. It's compulsory service. I think it's now 18 months, but it used to be 2 years and sometimes even more. Long time ago. Growing up, I have a few Korean friends, Korean mates, and since I've been going to Korean church, my family, and all my Korean mates, I've pretty much been to the army in Korea, and also my dad was a junior officer in the Korean army as well. So I thought, as a guy, I should at least, experience the military life at least once in my life, and after E12, I really didn't want to study again, to be honest. I always like sports and I like the outdoors, and yeah, so I thought, maybe I'll give the Australian Defence Force a go. At the time, I did apply through the Defence Force recruiting office in Canberra, in the city, when I was pretty much in the process of graduating from Year 12 back in 2008. Yeah, at the interview phase, I actually didn't get through because I actually didn't prepare for the job, the specific job, the role that I was applying for, because I thought, everyone in Korea, if they're all healthy and fine, there's nothing wrong with them, you pretty much go to the army. So I thought it's kind of similar in Australia as well. It's not that hard to get in. But no, it's much different here because it's actually a job, not just you have to go. It's actually it's a normal career job. So yeah, I guess being 18 at the time, I wasn't prepared. And the interviewer said, maybe Daniel, you should come back after gaining more life experience perhaps. So yeah, and I said, okay, yeah, no worries. I did actually start my university in UC actually. Started Bachelor of IT here, but within the first semester I dropped out. I was like, nah, this is not for me. And I was actually starting to work part-time at Woolworths and Coles in Canberra. And then I met a really nice mate in Coles, because I was actually one of the delivery truck drivers at Coles at the time, and he was a fellow driver as well. And he said, yeah, Daniel, the property market and the real estate and construction industry is really picking up in Australia. Maybe you should go into there perhaps. And he gave me a property investor magazine to read, and I was reading it and thought, wow, these guys, they're born in not very wealthy families, but some of them become a multi-millionaire with properties on these portfolio. And I was like, maybe I should get into this and start studying this as well. And I can't be just working in a supermarket all my life. So I thought, I'll get in, look into that field. And I decided to move down to Melbourne by myself, study building surveying, Victoria University. And then after I graduated from there, I was looking for a job. But it wasn't easy initially, and then I thought maybe I'll try the Defence Force again. So I did apply again and went to the Defence Force Recruiting Centre in Melbourne, CBD. But at the time, I guess I tried for the Army IT position. Yeah, the interviewer was a lady, and she said, maybe Daniel, you might be more suited for the Navy position perhaps. And I was a bit confused. Why? Because on paper, I could pass all the physical fitness tests and all the aptitude tests and whatnot, but because she recommended Navy, I was like, okay, maybe I should try the Navy instead. At the time, I actually got a job offer to work in Canberra again, but as an insurance loss adjuster. So I thought, all right, maybe I should try this job first and see how I go, and think about the Defence Force career a bit later. And then after working as an insurance loss adjuster for almost 2 years in Canberra, I decided, maybe I'll retry my attempt to the Navy. And I got through and started my Navy career in 2015. So through Canberra DFR.
Great. Then how long have you been working in the Navy at the moment?
It's almost 10 years now because joined in July 2015. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. And since then, have the technology that you guys been using has been evolved since your time of service over time?
Yeah. Technology definitely does evolve and always change, and we're still currently like in the process of updating to new software, new hardware, and new technology. So, to be honest, our military like technology is, I think it's a little bit behind compared to the outside like civilian field now, but we are catching up and we are getting like in the process of upgrading as well. It just takes a little longer because due to security reasons and all that. So
I find that really interesting that you say that it took you a while to get into the military. Do you know, like, was it what you expected initially when you first got into it?
well, no, I actually expected for me because I'm I'm very sporty. I've always been athletic. Love sports, and I thought it would have been very easy for me
Yeah.
to get into the military. But yeah, it's not just about being fit. You actually have to be able to talk well and present yourself well in the interview as well, and prepare yourself as well. Mentally as well. So yeah, but yeah, I'm glad I've joined, and I've also got my younger brother to join as well. So he's in the Navy too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In the same field as you?
No, he's in a different field now. He's a linguist, but yeah, he's quite happy as well in the Navy at the moment, which is good. Yeah.
Because how long did it take you specifically from, was it when you're 18, after you graduated school, then you wanted to start the Navy?
Well, I guess I was 25 years old when I started my Navy career. So, yes, 7 years after graduating year 12. But
Wow.
I think it actually helped me to gain more life experience during that time as well, like studying and meeting new friends and working as well in a different field. If I just joined us straight after high school as an 18-year-old, I might have probably been lacking that life experience, perhaps. Yeah, I think it worked out all right, actually, in the end.
Oh, can I get to ask you a position and rank that?
Yeah, so I'm
yeah.
currently able seaman, communication and information systems sailor in the Navy, and I'm working at the Fleet Service Desk in Sydney at HMS Cotterbull, which is one of the naval bases in Sydney. We're pretty much, our IT office is pretty much like an IT help desk, but for the fleet side. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. You get to speak to a lot of different people on other ships and other units, and with our engineers as well. So yeah, it's very nice.
Nice. And can I get to ask you, what does a typical day look like?
Yeah. So at the moment, our office used to be a 24/7 run office, but now about a year ago we changed to just Monday to Friday, I guess normal working hours, I guess. But we have two different shifts. So got two teams. One team is 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the other team is 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. So it's actually pretty good work-life balance, and we get to go to gym during our work hours as well, play sports. Yeah, I believe that full-time ADF personnel can get up to 4 weeks off work just playing ADF approved sports per year. So last year I was able to play like 1 week of squash up in the Gold Coast, 1 week of softball up in Brisbane, and 2 weeks of soccer in Sydney, all, paid accommodation, paid food, and I was getting
casual.
Yeah, and I was getting normal pay as well.
Sounds like Navy.
Don't have to spend any of my leave for it. Like my chain of command, my unit officer in charge, he's very nice fella, and he just released us for sports, so it's really good.
I want to say, so you immigrated since when you were 7 years old and you came to Canberra. Do you think Canberra had an influence on like joining the Navy? Did you have any struggles or difficulties with that?
Not necessarily. I think if I was in a different city, I would probably still have tried to join the Defence Force, and there's Defence Force recruiting centres all over Australia. So
What are like your responsibilities?
Day-to-day responsibilities is to, I guess it's like a IT help desk centre, but for the Navy only. So yeah, we receive emails or receive telephone calls just regarding like maybe account password resets, or I can't log in, or my emails aren't being sent to the right inbox, just little things like that. Or it can be more complicated issues, which then we would escalate it to our engineers. So we've got contractors who are more IT savvy who work for defense. So more complicated issues, we will escalate the issues to them, and hopefully it gets resolved by the engineers, and then we're like the middleman between the ships and the engineers, kind of thing.
That's interesting. What lessons have you learned along the way since you started your career?
There's a lot of lessons, I think. I guess it's always good to look positively in things. It's definitely going to be some hardships along the way, and sometimes you can probably not get along with someone, or you might have an issue with the work, or something, right? But it's always try to look at it positively and try to not be too down or depressed about one issue. Just life goes on, right? So I think it's best to try to get along with everyone and try to do the best you can, really, to help others. I think that's what I've learned.
So when you say you might have issues, are you working in a small team or a big team, or just individually and working with loads of people by your side?
Oh, yeah. So we do work in teams.
Yeah.
I've got a few colleagues in my team, and there's another team. It's a pretty big unit, I guess. We have probably 20 members in our unit.
Wow.
Yeah, but each shift, I guess we have about maybe 6 or 5 members at the moment, but it can grow depending on availability, right? But unfortunately, the Navy, and also I think it's the same with the Army as well, but we are quite down in numbers of personnel. So I think there's a big recruitment drive going on at the moment. It's been going on for many years, but so on the Navy side, if you're fit and able to go out to sea on a ship, then they would normally be posted onto a seagoing vessel. Whereas the IT office position on the base where I'm at now is usually kind of or described as a respite posting for us. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So have you always been doing IT, or have you been jumping around other positions while you're there?
Well, in the Navy, I've been doing mostly IT.
Yeah.
But as a communicator, we do have to, I guess, work with flags and flashing light, Morse code as well, and tactical voice, because we are responsible for communicating with other ships and other units, like radios and crypto and so on. So, but mainly IT.
Yeah, I find that interesting. So what's your training? Was there years of training or just background knowledge?
Yeah. So as a sailor, so non-officers, you would go to HMS Cerberus, which is a training establishment down in Mornington Peninsula near Melbourne. And the initial training, when you first join the Navy, I guess it's about 11 weeks at recruit school, which is like a kind of a boot camp style, like trying to adjust people from civilian life to military life. So there's a lot of rules and regulations and policies, and
Was that jump big to you? Was it what you were expecting, or were you like, holy moly?
I was pretty much expecting it because there's a lot in Korea. There's a lot of TV shows about military life there because it's quite big in Korea. But I mean, the physical side of it was quite easy for me, but it was only just the other things like hospital corners on your bed sheets, or just your pillowcase have to be ironed in a specific way. Your t-shirts have to be certain centimeters,
Oh, wow.
have to be folded. Yeah, so it's very little tedious things like that.
Yeah.
Was always a bit hard, but it's all right. It was only 11 weeks of it, and then once you get out from there, you go into your category training. So for me, it's IT. So I went to the com school down in Cerberus at the same base, and I guess that was about over 6 months. Yeah,
Okay.
so 7 months, 6 months. So so all up, almost a year really of training, and then you can put your preference in to get posted to your preferred ship or unit, like base in Australia.
Was there anywhere else you were planning on locating, or just Sydney was the ideal place for you?
Oh, actually, Sydney was not really my preference. And after the initial training, I actually went up to Cairns because we've got a naval base up in Cairns. So I got posted to Cairns, and I went on to the smaller boats up there, patrol boats, which is really nice, chill lifestyle up there, really. And depending on your commanding officer on the ship, he can let you do fishing and, go for a little snorkel. You
Oh,
know,
that's nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
enjoy
nice.
the scenery.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you get your work done and there's no work going on, they give you a lot of downtime as well, because they know the hardships of being out at sea, away from your family and friends, and they try to make your life as good as possible. Really, yeah.
It's good to know.
And if you like food, like the food's really good. The chefs always cook you nice meals every day. So and there's always opportunity to work out and do gym stuff as well on board. Yeah, but came to Sydney I guess about 4 years ago, because the IT positions on a non-seagoing vessel, so on an establishment, is usually a lot in Sydney at the moment for Navy. But it's not really my preferred location, to be honest. I grew up in Canberra, so I prefer the smaller city, country lifestyle, not the big busy city lifestyle. Yeah.
Is your family located in Canberra still?
Yep. Yeah, my family's still in Canberra as well.
How do you feel about being away from them? Like, do you get to see them often throughout the year?
Yeah, I like driving. I love cars. So
Yeah.
it's only 3 hours drive from here to Sydney. So yeah, I usually drive down to see my family maybe a few times a month, like on the weekends.
Oh, can I get to ask you from your Navy experience as a sealman, what was the biggest challenge you faced while you're working in there?
I guess the biggest challenge, because I went on an overseas deployment on one of the warships, and like I guess it was during COVID at the time, actually back in 2021. So I think all up we were away from Sydney for about just over 3 months, but we had a lot of port visits along the way, which is good. But when we were overseas, like, we weren't allowed to actually step into the country because of COVID. So they wouldn't allow us.
So you guys were stuck in the sea.
So
Oh
we
my
were
God.
alongside.
for 3 months.
Yeah. Not all full 3 months, because we were allowed to step in Cairns and Darwin. But when we went overseas, like Malaysia, Japan, Brunei, we weren't allowed to actually explore the country.
Jesus.
But now it's fine. Now it's all good. But back then, so it was quite tough. Just ordering meals, getting meals delivered to our ship in Japan was interesting. Like getting sushi and soju and burgers, pizza. But yeah, I guess that time was a bit challenging. Yeah, just not being able to kind of explore much out of the ship. Yeah.
And how long does it take to maybe reach Malaysia on a ship?
Yeah, a lot of people are curious about that. I think from Darwin it maybe took not that long, actually, to be honest. Like, go past through the Indonesian islands there, but maybe a couple of days. Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't really tracking how long it actually took, but yeah, it wasn't actually that long. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That still feels like a long time on a ship.
Oh,
Does
yeah.
it get to you a little bit? Like, do you want to be like, I need land right now, or is it okay?
I mean, we can go up onto the upper decks and have fresh air, and
Yeah.
can see the stars at night, or
Oh,
see
nice.
the sunrise in the morning, and also to help us pass the time, like my colleagues would bring like board games and card games so we can play in the office together, which helped. Yeah, but sometimes the ship staff, they would run like little events, or footy nights, or because we got like TV and we got Wi-Fi, internet, and all that as well. So
It's good perks.
yeah.
What's been your favorite part of your career so far?
I would have to say the overseas deployment to South Korea 2 years ago, working on the United Nations, representing the ADF. I went over there as an interpreter, just over 5 months in South Korea. And that was a valuable experience, I think, for me, and quite rewarding as well, meeting all these different nations and working with overseas like military personnel as well. And it was really nice, like, because before 2023, before that deployment, I haven't been back to Korea for 17 years. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so it was quite interesting to see how changed South Korea has, like, since I last went there. So
Well, thank you so much, Daniel, for taking your time out of your day and telling us about your background story.
no worries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.